Well, we're looking now at the Great Flinders Netball Association, and Jo Franklin is usually our correspondent for this one. She's been off, so she handballed me over to Elizabeth Burns. But Elizabeth handballed me over to someone else who has celebrated a pretty big milestone in the association. I'm joined by Heather Norton of the United Yeelanna Netball Club, and she recently played in her 500th game, which is just a gigantic milestone, and we're looking forward to hearing all about us. She joins us right now. Thank you very much for joining me, Heather. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Dan, for the invite, and thank you, Elizabeth, for sending you my way.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and 500 games is a gigantic milestone. That should not be undersold, so it's really good to hear some of your insights about what's happened throughout your career. And was the majority of the 500 played for United Yeelanna, or has there been a bit of movement between different leagues and different clubs?
I think the 500 games is just for United Yeelanna. Previous to that, I played 4 seasons in A grade for Wanilla, which was my home club that I did all my juniors with. And, you start when you're 8 years old and can't wait to get out on the court. So, all my junior and 4 years of involvement with A grade. And then, I don't know, I think I'm up to about 34 years, I think, with United Yeelanna. So, there's a lot of games that have gone on over, that period.
Well, you have been playing for United Yeelanna since before I was born, so that is an unbelievable career, and it's still going. You're not in action this weekend because you're on the bye, but nevertheless, that is an unbelievable career.
There's certainly other people that I've admired along the way that I see on Facebook or on social media that have played 500 games, and I think, my goodness, wow, that's a huge achievement. And so, yes, here I am, one of those as well.
So it'll be good to have your wisdom as we preview some of these games over the weekend in the association. And like I said, you're on the bye, so we're not going to be previewing your own game. But let's kick off. Elliston Districts are taking on Tumby Bay. It's a top-of-the-table clash. And from your insights playing against these teams, how do you think they stack up against each other, and who do you think will win?
These two teams are certainly proven to be up on top of the ladder, 1 and 2. Tumby Bay certainly, they're just going from strength to strength. So I believe, they've got great depth, and I think that they will possibly get over Elliston. Elliston sort of had a bit of rebuilding, I think, with a few players that left last year, and so by now, they're probably starting to gel together and enjoy, each other and know where the players are playing and that. So but I think Tumby may be a bit too strong. They have height either end, and association players in there that that are really strong, and I think they'll get over the line.
Well, no one has managed to get a win on them yet. They're undefeated, and Elliston Districts are right there behind them. They've only lost to Tumby Bay. They're sitting at 7-1, second on the ladder. So that is shaping up as our game of the round, and we'll look to our next game, which is Ayr United taking on Cummins Kapini, 5th versus 6th in this one, both on 2 wins with a similar percentage. So this one should be a nice close game as well.
That should be a close game. I haven't sort of seen too many of the A grade games. I'm either playing and then you're coaching, or you're in the canteen or doing other things, or babysitting grandchildren. So I haven't really seen much of the A grade play, except when they're playing against us. So I would think that Angara perhaps may be the one there. Like I said, I'm not real sure, and I'd hate to get it wrong, but here we go for Angara.
All right, that should be a cracking game. Looking forward to seeing who comes home with the chocolates in that one. And in our third and final game for the round, it's the Ramblers in 4th spot taking on Lock in 3rd spot. So a bit of an interesting fixture this week. We've got 1v2, 3v4 and 5v6. So Ramblers and Lock, who do you think comes away with the win in that one?
Ramblers are probably coming from strength to strength, but Lock just seem to, get out there and play their game. They have great depth. You can't go past Lisa Burrows in goals, and and then the depth of the defenders, Whitney Wright. They have players all over the court and a lot of experience too. So Ramblers, they've got some quality players in there. So I think there's going to be some good matchups within the goal circle and the defence end. Accuracy is a huge thing, and I think that perhaps Lock with Lisa up that end and quality players, I think Lock will get over the line.
All right, so we're picking Lock in that one, and like we said before, you're on the bye, your United Yeelanna girls are on the bye this weekend, so it's a big slate of netball this weekend, and we're certainly looking forward to it, and we appreciate you coming on to chat to us and to discuss this milestone game. We're out of time for now, but I want you back on the sports show next week, either on the Friday sports show or on the sports hour, so that we can hear more about your illustrious career. Because like I said, there's not too many 500 gamers out there. So we're going to catch up with you next week and hear more about some of the many, many records and accolades that you've stacked up during your career. So please come back and join us next week, but we'll leave it there for now. So thanks very much for joining us now, and we're looking forward to chatting again very, very soon.
Thanks, Dan.
Well, it was a weekend off in the Eastern Eyre Netball Association as the Pedlar Cup took place, but they're back in action this week, and Kristy Turnbull's here to give us all the info we need for previewing those games. Welcome, Kristy. Thanks for joining us again.
Good morning, Dan. Not a problem. How are you?
Very good, thank you. It's good to have you here, and you had the weekend off, I hear.
Yes, definitely. I actually enjoyed a weekend at home, a very few and far between at this time of the year. So didn't make the trek up to Ceduna for Pedlar Cup, like quite a few people did.
Oh, well, good to have a weekend off, no doubt. But even though you weren't there, can you tell us a little bit about how Pedlar Cup went, and especially how it went for some of the girls from the Eastern Eyre Netball Association?
Yep, sounds like it was a fabulous day. Congratulations to Western Eyre for putting that day on and running that day. From all accounts, it ran really well and really smoothly. We sent both under 15s team Division 1 and Division 2 up. They went in unchanged from the previous Lock Carnival and association games that we've had earlier this year. So both coaches really, really happy with how the girls went and the improvements that they had over the day. Div 1 girls had 2 wins and 2 very close losses and finished third on the ladder up there, so just missed out on finals. And our Div 2 girls only got 1 win on the board, but they had some really good games, and really happy with the improvement that those girls made over the day. So everyone had a really good day out, and congratulations to the teams that did win, and congratulations to all the girls that represented Eastern Eyre for us at Ceduna last weekend.
All right, Pedlar Cup done and dusted for another year. Congratulations to all the Eastern Eyre girls who were involved. Sounds like it was a tremendous weekend in spite of a bit of cold and wild weather. And with Pedlar Cup behind us, it is the home stretch on the season now, getting close to finals. Round 10 this weekend, 6 rounds to go. And there's a big game which will shape the ladder potentially starting us off this weekend. Eastern Rangers taking on Central Eyre United. So Eastern Rangers 2 games and a fair bit of percentage behind Central Eyre United. Really needing this win to keep touch, but this one should be a really good game.
Yeah, definitely. I think it should be a really good game. Rangers had the bye before Pedlar Cup, so they will be coming in fairly fresh with a couple of weeks off, hopefully fit and ready to go. They'll really want to have a close game against Central Eyre United and get another win on the board and get a bit of a percentage boost. But as we know, Central Eyre United, very strong team. They're the only ones that have managed to knock Kimber off so far this year. So I think it'll be a good game, but I think Central Eyre United will get Rangers in this one. Rangers will hope that they can make them work hard for the win. But I think, if Rangers push Central Eyre United, it could be a 10-goal, 15-goal game. But I think, CE will definitely probably get a win.
It was CEU 58-38 last time they met back in round 5. But like you said, Eastern Rangers are coming in fresh. So with those fresh legs, maybe they can, at the very least, close that gap a little bit, but maybe even take the win as well. And sitting 2 games behind those top teams in Kimber and Central Eyre, they do need the win to stay in touch if they do want a top 2 finish. And we'll take a look at our other game, Cowell taking on Kimber. It was a 41-goal margin in favour of Kimber, the top team, last time they met. Can you see Cowell closing that gap at all this time?
Oh, look, I think Cowell have started to close a few gaps over the year, but Cowell come in with a couple of big outs. I've got Mickey Stivier, who's their goal shooter, very strong goal shooter, and Claire Tavender, who plays down in their defence end, out this week. They so that's 2 fairly big outs for Cowell, but they do have Shay McFarlane back. She's had 6 weeks away, so she's a very handy pickup. Sophie Flavel will be home for the holidays, so she'll jump into that goal ring with her sister Shani, and they'll play their first A-grade game together. And they've also still got Brooke Moore helping them out in defence. So some big outs, but some big ins for Cowell. Kimber come in unchanged with that solid, strong top of the ladder team. I think Cowell will be hoping that they can close the gap, 40-odd goals. I think they will, but Kimber will still get a fairly comfortable win over Cowell. I would think tomorrow in Cowell. But yeah, I hope it's a closer game, and Cowell can really push Kimber to keep that gap within, hopefully, 10, 15, maybe 20 goals.
Okay, and Ports are on the bye this weekend, so an extended break for them as well. We'll wrap things up there. Should be a good weekend in the Eastern Eyre Netball Association, and we're looking forward to catching up with you next week, Kristy, to get those results and preview next week's games. Enjoy the action this weekend, and we'll chat to you next week.
No worries at all, Dan. Thank you.